The courtroom victory should have been the end of it. Darnell Lewis was free, justice had prevailed, and Marcus Hale had earned his place as a rising star in the legal world. But deep down, Marcus knew better. The moment he saw the black SUV parked across the street from the courthouse, he understood that his fight was far from over. That night, Marcus found an envelope slipped under his office door. No return address. Inside was a single piece of paper with 5 words typed in bold letters. Walk away while you can. He stared at it, his pulse quickening. He had dealt with threats before, but this was different. It was precise, calculated, a promise. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. You got the message, counselor? A deep voice, controlled, almost amused. Who is this? Someone who appreciates your talent, but you're playing a dangerous game. Let it go. Enjoy your win. If I don't? A pause, then a soft chuckle. Then you won't get another win. The line went dead. Marcus exhaled slowly. He should have been afraid. Instead, he felt something else. Determination. Someone had framed Darnell, and someone had tried to bury the evidence. If he walked away now, he'd be just another lawyer who turned a blind eye. He wasn't that kind of lawyer. The next morning, the news hit like a sledgehammer. Rico Salazar found dead in his cell, suspected suicide. Marcus knew better. Rico had been the prosecution's key witness, the only person who could have unraveled the conspiracy if pressed hard enough. Now he was silenced. The coroner's report claimed he had hanged himself with a bedsheet, but Marcus had seen Rico testify. The man was too arrogant, too confident in his deal with the DA. He wasn't the type to take his own life, which meant someone had done it for him. Marcus started making calls. He approached the old contacts who did not have love with the judicial system like it used to. A policeman who retired him owed him a gift. A journalist with a forte to expose corruption still has his number. They all told him the same thing. The system is rot and you are poking a hornet nest. Then a breakthrough. Journalist Lisa Morgan sent him a file that she had sat for months. It contains financial records, converting secret wires and names. Big name. The police were killed? Not the hero that people think. He worked for cartel, and his partner, a person who was convenient to keep silent during the trial, still on the force. And then the biggest name of all, William Kane. It was the prosecutor who tried to take Darnell. Marcus has almost no time to handle it before the bullets arrive. It happened when he left Lisa's apartment. The first shot broke the windshield of his car. The second time hit the brick wall from his head. He fell to the ground, his heart beat hard, as a shooter, a man in a skiing mask again. Marcus crawled behind an SUV that was parked, pulled out the phone and spot 911. Sirens filled the night for a few minutes, but when the police arrived, the shooter disappeared. The only thing they found was a single bullet. Someone in the force wanted him to die. 2 days after his meeting with Sarah, Marcus was attacked. As he stepped out of his office, a truck came barreling toward him. He jumped out of the way, hitting the sidewalk. The car stopped for a second, then roared away. No license plate, no trace. His phone rang again. This time, the voice on the other end was no longer a threat, but an order. Stop, Hale, or next time it won't be a warning. Marcus knew he couldn't back down. If he didn't do something, more innocent people like Darnell would be imprisoned, or worse. He decided he had to get the whole truth out. But to do that, he needed a plan and an ally. Marcus went to James Holloway, a former judge with a reputation for integrity. As Marcus presented all the evidence, Holloway was silent for a long time, then said, "If you're going to turn this system upside down, you're going to need more than a judge. You're going to need the press, the public, and people in the system who still have a conscience." They began to make plans. Sarah Coleman would publish an expose of the Brotherhood, while Marcus would take the case to the Justice Department. But they knew that their enemies would not sit idly by. And sure enough, a week later, Sarah disappeared. No one had seen her. No trace. Not a single phone call. But Marcus knew one thing. The Brotherhood was on the move. Marcus had no choice. He sent the documents to all the major media outlets and held a press conference in front of New Orleans City Hall. In front of hundreds of reporters, he revealed all the evidence of the Brotherhood's manipulation. The days that followed were a whirlwind. The FBI was involved. A series of high-ranking officers were arrested. William Kane disappeared without a trace. And then a message arrived on Marcus's phone. A video. Sarah tied up in a dark room. A voice said, "You won, but justice never comes cheap." Marcus clutched his phone. He knew this war was not over. And this time, he would not stop until they were all down.